Welcome class. This is the video of class 7 geography chapter 3 our changing earth. Now we will discuss here how our earth is changing in to form a new landforms and how it is created, what are the agents which help these landforms to form, and what are the other movement which take place inside the earth's surface or above the earth's surface. So we will study about changing earth, or is these changes are good or bad for a human, or it is very good for our earth also. So we will start this chapter here. The first line in this chapter is the definition of lithospheric plate. The lithosphere is broken into a number of plates known as lithospheric plates. Okay, in your class 6 you have studied about what is lithosphere. Yes, I hope you remember it. Okay, if you're not, lithos means rock and sphere means layer. So the layer of the rock is broken into a numerous plate. Okay, numerous plate, it is broken into a numerous plate, and these plates were known as lithospheric plates. So this is your definition for lithospheric plate. Mark it in your book. Now coming to the next one, you will also study about some other plates and how it moves. So it move around very slowly, just a few millimeter each year. ओके, बहुत ही थोड़ा ये मूव करते हैं स्लोली. दिस इज बिकॉज ऑफ द मूवमेंट ऑफ मोल्टन मैग्मा इनसाइड द अर्थ. द मोल्टन मैग्मा इनसाइड द अर्थ मूव्स इन अ सर्कुलर मैनर. So now again the new term, that is molten magma. Okay, molten magma is inside your earth. Okay, it is a very hot form of magma which circulate or which move in a circulate manner, and at the some time it erupt when the movement or a force is much more. Okay, now the movement of these plates causes changes on the surface of the earth. So when these magma moves in a circular way and it creates movement on the surface of the earth, that is your plate. So this causes the movement. Now earth movement are divided on the basis of the force which causes. So earth movement have some division on the basis of the force. If the force is interior of the earth, then it is known as endogenic force. If the force is on the surface of the earth, then it is known as exogenic force. Okay, I hope I am clear. Endogenic, endo means inside, all right, and genic is the force. So endogenic, endo means inside, and exo means outside. So work on the surface. Okay, the force which is acting on the surface of the earth is known as exogenic force. Now we will discuss about this table. This table is very important. Before that, I have discussed a lithospheric plates, exogenic force and endogenic force. You have to mark it in your book, the definition. And this table is very important. Okay, the earth movements having two forces. One is endogenic and second is exogenic force. In endogenic force, it is very sudden and catastrophic. In sudden, the earthquake, volcanoes and landslide. So these are the sudden forces which act in a few seconds. So it takes less time. And diastrophic forces is building a mountain, suppose your Himalaya. So it is a uh, example of endogenic diastrophic movement. Okay, it takes time for creating millimeter creation of your Himalayas mountain. Now coming to the exogenic force. Here exogenic force require two agents, that is your erosional and depositional. In this the erosional and depositional forces is done by river, wind, sea waves and glaciers also. We will discuss this table in a brief and with the help of example in the next paragraph in this chapter. So, endogenic forces sometimes produce sudden movement and at the other time produce slow movement. Sudden movement like earthquake and volcanoes causes mass destruction over the surface of the earth. So volcano and earthquake creates a vast destruction of the earth because it is a sudden movement without any warning, without any previous measures previous measures not be taken, because it is a sudden movement. Okay. And volcano, so volcano is a vent opening in the earth through which molten material erupts suddenly. So this is your picture for volcano. So here the volcano having sudden eruption of molten magma. Okay, where you at the top you have a crater, and from where the gases and ash plus molten materials erupt. And this is also a example of endogenic force. So this is a creation word origin of endogenic and exogenic force. I told you about. Endo is inside, exo means outside, genic is the origin or a force, which means endogenic and exogenic force. So these are the two words which is origin from these two words. Now coming to this paragraph here. Similarly, when the lithospheric plates move, the surface of the earth vibrate. The vibration can travel all around the earth. These vibrations are called earthquake. So when lithospheric plates move, there is a vibration on the surface of the earth, and this vibration is known as your which travel all around the earth. These vibrations are called earthquake. So this is your definition for earthquake. So when magma come out, there is a vibration which moves all around. Due to this vibration, the on the surface of the earth there is a destructions. Okay, some terms which relate to the earthquake is focus and epicenter. Focus is the place in the crust where the movement starts, is called the focus. So जहाँ से movement शुरू होती है at the surface of the crust is known as focus, and the place on the surface above the focus is called epicenter. Suppose here in this picture, this is your focus point, this is your focus point here, and this is your epicenter. So the vast destructions are here in the epicenter. All right, and these vibrations travel outward from the epicenter as a wave. So these vibrations move in a wave way, and these waves somehow damage in a great loss of property, life and other human things. So this is the movement of the earthquake, how the it occurs. So this point is the focus, this is where the earthquake occur, it is the origin of the seismic energy. So यहाँ से आपकी focus से आपकी seismic energy निकलती है and then it travel in a wave way. So this focus point जहाँ से आपके वाइब्रेशन शुरू होते हैं and top of here this is your epicenter from where the maximum destructions occur. In a last to last year you have a earthquake in your area and the epicenter point is in Nepal. So vast destructions is in Nepal and the wave travel to further. और जब ये वाइब्रेशन या ये वेव्स जहाँ जहाँ ट्रेवल करते हैं इट स्लो डाउन ऑल्सो. जैसे जहाँ नेपाल से अगर वेव शुरू हुए हैं तो धीरे धीरे अगर आपके एरिया में आएंगे तो उनकी स्पीड थोड़ी सी कम हो जाती है एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस द डिस्ट्रक्शन ऑल्सो स्लो डाउन. Now coming to these three terms for earthquake waves. So these are the three waves named, that is P wave, S wave and L wave. And do find more about of this and let me know about the three waves properties. Okay. Now coming to some more facts about earthquake. Earthquake cannot be predicted. The impact can certainly be minimized if we are prepared beforehand. So हमें previous knowledge या previously हम अगर चाहें पता नहीं कर सकते हैं earthquake के बारे में, because it cannot be predicted as there is no machine for or no instrument were made till now. Some common earthquake predictions methods adopted locally by the people. हम लोकली हम ये प्रिडिक्ट कर लेते हैं कि अर्थक्वेक आ सकता है, जैसे बिकॉज ऑफ द ट्राइबल ग्रुप और बिकॉज ऑफ द बिहेवियर ऑफ द एनिमल्स. सो बिहेवियर ऑफ द एनिमल से भी हम पता कर सकते हैं कि अर्थक्वेक आ सकता है, लाइक फिश इन द पॉन्ड और स्नेक coming from the surface of the earth. So these might be your reason for prediction. And there is one more case study of the Bhuj where it take in 2000 and where a lot of students were died. The more worst case is in the school area where the students were there and teachers, and they lost their life because of the collapse of the buildings. Now coming to some important facts about the earthquake. So earthquake can be measured. Okay, there is no instrument for the prediction of earthquake, but there is a instrument or a machine. There is a machine which is known as a seismograph. Okay, which tell you the magnitude of the earthquake. Magnitude मतलब वो कितने ज़्यादा पैमाने पे आया है, तो वो रिचर्ड स्केल में फाइंड किया जाता है, और जितना कम नंबर्स में होगा उतना ज़्यादा डिस्ट्रक्शन के चांसेस कम होते हैं, और जितना ज़्यादा रेट होगा वो उतना ही स्ट्रॉन्ग अर्थक्वेक होगा और उतना ही ज़्यादा डिस्ट्रक्शन होगा. ऑल राइट, एंड दीज आर द प्रिपरेशन फॉर योर अर्थक्वेक. अगर कभी भी अर्थक्वेक आए तो आप सेफ स्पॉट पे जाइए, चाहे वो टेबल कॉर्नर हो या किचन काउंटर के नीचे. ये सब चीज़ें आपको ध्यान में रखनी चाहिए. स्टे अवे फ्रॉम द प्लेस. आपको फायर एरिया से दूर रहना चाहिए, चिमनी एरिया से दूर रहना चाहिए, मिरर या ऐसे कोई शीशे वाले फ्रेम के नीचे आपको नहीं बैठना चाहिए. बी प्रिपेयर्ड एंड स्प्रेड अवेयरनेस अमंगेस्ट योर फ्रेंड एंड फैमिली मेम्बर्स एंड फेस एनी डिस्ट्रक्शन कॉन्फिडेंटली. और अपने फैमिली मेम्बर के साथ रहिए, उनको अवेयरनेस बताइए कि अर्थक्वेक अगर आए तो आपको क्या करना चाहिए और क्या नहीं करना चाहिए. Now coming to a major landforms which are created by some agents, that is your water, wind, glaciers and so on. So here is a discussion about your landforms. So continuously woven away by two processes, weathering and erosions, Weathering is a breaking up of rock on the earth's surface, and erosion is wearing away of landscape by different agents like water, wind, and ice. So weathering is a breaking up of rock on the surface. So या तो उनका टूट के गिरना है, या तो माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स का, या डिफरेंट डिफरेंट तरीके से उनका घिसते हुए रगड़ करके पत्थरों का टूटना या क्रिएट होना। इरोजन होता है कि वेयरिंग अवे, यानी कि किसी चीज़ को हटाना या ले जाना। अब ये किस तरीके से, या तो वाटर, विंड या आइस की वजह से। सो इरोडेड मटेरियल इज कैरीड अवे एंड ट्रांसपोर्टेड बाय द वाटर एंड विंड, इवेंचुअली डिपॉजिटेड। सो जिस तरीके से ये जो इरोडेड मटेरियल होते थे, यानी कि ये चीज़ जो हटाई जा रही है, तो ये कहीं ना कहीं जाके इकट्ठा होगी, कहीं ना कहीं जाके ट्रांसपोर्ट होगी, और प्लस कहीं ना कहीं डिपॉजिट भी होगी। जब ये डिपॉजिट होगी तो कोई ना कोई क्रिएट करेगी लैंड फॉर्म्स। Getting my point? Suppose if there is a mountain here and it is eroded by a wind, so the small particle might be deposited in somewhere, yes or no? And when there is no wind, so it might be deposited in somewhere, so it creates some landforms, yes or no? Exactly. Same way with the water also. If water is carrying some sediment the into the river, so there might be a chance where the river move in a slow way and depositing some sediments there only, and might it create some landform which is nowadays known as delta or other form of features. So these are the major landforms which is created by the two major process, that is weathering and erosion. So definition is given above, you please write in your copy. Now coming to the work of a river. So main work which is done by the river, so river also create a landform. Okay, the running water river erode the landforms when the river tumble at a steep angle over a very hard rock or down a steep valley side, it form a waterfall. So waterfall is, definition starts from here till here. So when a river come, due to the hard surface of this rock, it is not eroded by the river, so the river fall down, and due to this it create a waterfall. So क्या होता है कि रिवर जो है ये यहाँ से आपकी रॉक को नहीं तोड़ पाती हैं, लेकिन जो सॉफ्ट रॉक होती हैं कंटिन्यूसली मूवमेंट ऑफ वाटर से वो टूटने लगती हैं, जिसकी वजह से ये एक वाटरफॉल क्रिएट हो जाता है. Okay, now coming to the next form which is created by the river also. So meanders. The river enter the plain, it twists and turn forming a large bend is known as meander. So जब river move करते हुए प्लेन पे आती हैं तो वो अपने ट्विस्ट एंड टर्न की तरीके से मूव करती हैं, जिससे मिएंडर शेप बनता है, या तो मैं कहूँ स्नेक जिस तरीके से मूवमेंट करता है वो शेप बनता है, उसको आप मिएंडर कहते हैं. एंड ड्यू टू दिस समटाइम दिस ड्यू टू द मूवमेंट ऑफ मिएंडर, okay, due to the movement of meander in a zigzag way, some erosion and deposition create. So this deposition is known as your oxbow lake. सपोज़ अगर मिएंडर मूव कर रही है जब पानी बहुत है, और कभी ऐसा समय आया जब पानी का जो मूवमेंट है वो धीरे धीरे नैरो होने लगा, तो उससे जो साइड में पहले रिवर था तो वहाँ पे थोड़ा सा जो पानी बच जाता है या रह जाता होगा, या लेक के फॉर्म पे रह जाता होगा, एंड रिवर चेंज इट्स कोर्स लाइक दिस. सो ये चीज़ जो है वो आपको ऑक्सबो लेक कहलाएगा. अगेन योर लीव्स. व्हाट आर द लीव्स? सो लीव्स इज द deposition of sediments layer by layer in side by of your river bank is known as your leaves. Again I repeat, what is meander? So meander is this movement of river, this twist created by the river is known as your meander. And coming to the definition of Oxbow Lake, so Oxbow Lake is due to the continuous erosion and deposition alongside of the meander, the end of the meander loops come closer and closer. In due course of time, the meander loop cut off from the river and form a cut off lake, also known as Oxbow Lake. So this is the definition of Oxbow Lake. Now coming to the next term, which is also very important in this, is the sediments. Okay, what is sediments? Sediments is, it is deposits layer of a fine soil and other material is called sediments along its bank. जो फ्लड के साथ मिट्टी या सेडिमेंट्स आते हैं या मिनरल्स आते हैं, वो जब डिपॉजिट हो जाते हैं इन द नियर साइड बाय ऑफ योर बैंक इज नोन एज सेडिमेंट्स. फ्लड प्लेन्स, what is flood plains? So flood plains are this formation of sediments or deposition of sediments leads to the formation of flat fertile known as flood plains. And again the further formation is the raised bank are called leaves. So फर्स्टली आपका meander, देन आपका ऑक्सबो लेक बनता है, फिर उसके बाद सेडिमेंट डिपॉजिट होते हैं, सेडिमेंट्स लीड्स टू फ्लड प्लेन एंड फ्लड प्लेन्स लीड्स टू लीव्स, एंड दीज आर द landform which is created by your sea or a river. Now coming to the other term which is also very important here is distributaries. Okay, what is distributary? So distributary is a number of streams. Okay, distributary is a number of streams. So the speed of the flowing water decreases, the river began to break up into a number of streams called distributaries. The river became so small, so slow that it begins to deposit its load. Each distributary form its own mouth. The collection of sediments from all the mouths form a delta. So delta is basically a river, a reverse number of streams, and these streams create a number of mouths to move in a different direction and carry a different loads of sediments. So delta definition is also important here. So look, the collection of sediments from all the mouths of the distributary is known as your delta. So definition starts here, definition of delta. Now coming to the next work of sea waves. So sea wave also creates some landforms. Starting with this, the erosion and deposition of the sea waves rise to coastal landforms. So coastal landforms create करता है आपका sea wave. So continuously strikes at the rock cracked developed over a time. They became larger and wider. Thus hollow-like caves are formed on the rock. They are called sea caves. So sea caves is here. Suppose this is the rock in the coastal areas, and continuously movement of your sea waves and it create a curve. So यहाँ पे ये पूरा ही हॉलो नहीं हुआ है, आधा ही हॉलो हुआ है, इसीलिए आप इसको कह रहे हैं सी केव. एंड जब ये कंटिन्यूसली स्ट्राइक होने लगता है और ये ब्रेक डाउन ऑफ क्रैक, यानी कि यहाँ से आपके कुछ टुकड़े भी टूटने लगते हैं, तब ये बन जाता है आपका सी आर्क. एंड नेक्स्ट इज अ स्टॉक. ये एक वाइट डिपॉजिटेड एरिया में एक स्टक फॉर्मेशन या फीचर है जो एक वॉल लाइक स्ट्रक्चर होता है. ओके, दिस इज ऑल्सो अ फॉर्म landform of a sea waves. So definition starts from here. So sea caves is a from here. Sea waves continuously strikes at the rock. Crack developed over a time. They became larger and wider. Thus, a hollow-like caves are formed on the rock. They are called sea caves. So this is your definition for sea cave. Now, coming to the next, these cavities became bigger and bigger. Only the roof of the cave remained. Thus, this is known as sea arch. This is the definition of sea arches. Now, coming to the structure, the erosion breaks the roof and only wall are left. These wall-like structure are called stuck. Till here. Sea cliff, the steep rocky coast rising almost vertical above the sea wave is called sea cliff. So these are the landform which is created by sea waves. Now coming to the next work of next work of your ice, glaciers. Okay, what is glacier? So glacier is are a river of ice which is to erode that landscape by a bulldozing soil and stones to expose the solid rock below. So it is a river only which is free. ओके, रिवर ऑफ आइस जो कि इतना ज़्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग होते हैं, जिसमें स्टोन्स होते हैं, सेडिमेंट्स होते हैं जो क्रिएट करते हैं आपके लैंडफॉर्म्स को बनाने में. अगर हम ग्लेशियर या आइस की बात करें, हाउ दे क्रिएट द लैंडफॉर्म्स. सो दे बेसिकली द मटीरियल्स कैरीड बाय द ग्लेशियर्स such as rocks, big and small, sand and silt gets deposited. These deposits forms glacial moraine. So they form a glacial moraine. Okay, because it is having a very loads of your sediment, small and big sands, and due to this deposition they create a beautiful glacial moraine. Now the next is your work of wind. So wind is basically in the areas where deserts we see. Okay, so agent which is active in here is erosion and deposition of wind. And in desert you can see rock in the shape of mushroom, commonly called a mushroom rock. Okay, what is the definition of this? So winds erode the lower section of the rock, form more than the upper part. These such rocks have narrower base and wider top. When the wind blows, it lifts and transports and from one place to another. When it stops blowing, the sand falls and get deposited in a low hill. This is known as your sand dunes. So here the mushroom rock definition starts from here till here. Okay, and definition of sand dunes starts from here till here. Okay, now understand what is these two landforms. Okay, mushroom rock. So mushrooms rock is like this. So when wind blow not less than a meter, so it is like this. So wind blows and take away the all sands. Okay, due to this it create a this type of structure which is like a मशरूम टाइप. क्या होता है कि आप डेजर्ट में जो विंड है वो ज़्यादा ऊंचाई तक या ज़्यादा लेंथ तक मूव नहीं करते, वो नीचे ब्लो करते हैं बिकॉज ऑफ द सैंड विच मेक इट हैवी. सो ये नीचे ही नीचे मूव करते हैं, जिसकी वजह से वहाँ का जो लैंड या कोई वहाँ पे जो स्ट्रक्चर होगा रॉक, उसको वो काटते हुए जाते हैं, जिसकी वजह से वो नीचे एकदम नैरो हो जाते हैं और ऊपर से वो ब्रॉडर रह जाते हैं, तो ये शेप बनाते हैं, इसको आप कहते हैं मशरूम रॉक। नाउ कमिंग टू द सैंड ड्यूज, क्या होता है बच्चे, जब विंड अपने साथ सैंड पार्टिकल्स लाती हैं, जिस स्पीड से लेकर आती हैं, कभी कभी ऐसा होता है शायद वो विंड की स्पीड कम हो, जो कैरी नहीं कर पा रही हैं सैंड ड्यूज, सो दे डिपॉजिटेड समवेयर एंड इट क्रिएट अ स्ट्रक्चर विच इज़ नोन एज सैंड ड्यूज। सो सैंड ड्यूज इज़ लाइक दिस शेप, छोटे छोटे हिल जैसा बना देते हैं, आपने देखा भी होगा, हल्का हल्का ऊंचाई में सैंड डिपॉजिट्स हो जाते हैं, जिसको आप सैंड ड्यूज कहते हैं। सो दीज आर द terms. Next is when the grain of a sand are very fine and light, the wind carry it over a very long distance. When these sand is deposited in a large area, it is called loose. Okay, loss या लूज कहें आप इसको। सो एक और लैंडफॉर्म क्रिएट होता है जब, दिस इज़ द डेफिनेशन, जब आपके सैंड ग्रेन्स बहुत फाइन पार्टिकल और हल्के होते हैं और उसको बहुत दूर से कैरी करते हुए विंड ला रही है और पूरे एरिया पे वो डिपॉजिट कर देती हैं, उसे पूरे एरिया पे वो डिपॉजिट हो जाते हैं, तब उसको आप कहते हैं लॉस। सो लार्ज डिपोजिशन ऑफ लॉस वी फाउंड इन चाइना। ओके, एंड इन इंडिया you will see these form of or work of wind in your desert. Okay, desert area, that is your Thar desert. Okay, this is your chapter. Question answer you have to do in your copy. I will provide you a PDF file. Correct the answer, take the correct one, you have to do in your book only, no need to write in your classwork copy. Third, match the following, you have to do in your copy. Okay, now do this right now here only. Okay, glacier. So glacier is a river of ice, correct. Second is meander. Meander is a hard bed rock. Beach is a seesaw. Beach is a seesaw. Okay, what is beach? So beach is a area or a place near your sea area. So sea area के पास का जो लैंड होता है उसको आप कहते हैं बीच. So this is your beach and this is your sea. Okay, sand dunes. Sand dunes is your डेजर्ट में मिलता है, मैंने आपको अभी बताया है, छोटे छोटे हिल स्ट्रक्चर जैसे फॉर्म हो जाते हैं. ओके, वाटरफॉल. वाटरफॉल इज़ योर रिवर, ठीक है, रिवर से बनता है. अर्थक्वेक. अर्थक्वेक इज़ योर वाइब्रेशन ऑफ अर्थ. ओके, सो दिस इज़ योर match the following. I just mark it once again. Glacier is your river of ice. Meander is your hard rock. Beach is your sea shore. Okay, now coming to the give reason you have to do in your copy. It is again will be provided in your PDF file. Do all the questions in your copy. This activity you have to do in your book only. Okay, photographs is given here, you have to name the feature. Okay, suppose the first one is a waterfall. Okay, types erosional or a depositional or a both. ये कौन सा वर्क है, या तो ये इरोजनल है या डिपोजिशनल है या दोनों है. इरोजन बच्चे मैं फिर से आपको बता दूं, इरोजन होता है जब आपका आप टॉप लेयर या कोई किसी लेयर को हटाते हो धीरे धीरे, उसको आप इरोजन कहते हो। और डिपॉजिट क्या होता है, इरोजन के बाद जो चीज़ हट रही है उस लेयर से वो कहीं ना कहीं डिपॉजिट होगी, उसको आप डिपोजिशनल कहते हैं। सो ये जो वाटरफॉल है, ये आपको क्या लगता है, ये जो आपका वाटरफॉल है ये आपको क्या लगता है, ये बोथ वर्क है। ओके, ये बोथ है। क्यों? क्योंकि पहले तो आप इरोड कर रहे हैं, इसीलिए तो ये वाटरफॉल के लिए एरिया बन रहा है। और ये जब कुछ ना कुछ यहाँ से जो आप तोड़ रहे हो वो कहीं ना कहीं तो डिपॉजिट होगा। अंडरस्टूड? सो दिस इज द बोथ वर्क। सेकेंड, this I have studied, I told you in the work of river. Okay, so also one more thing, this is your what the plane, and it is created by again river. This is also known as, इसको आप कह सकते हैं फ्लड प्लेन। और ये आपको बताना है कि ये इरोजनल वर्क है या डिपोजिशनल वर्क है। ओके, so this is your chapter. Hope you enjoy your chapter. If any doubt, let me know in your comments. Okay, and I will provide my notes attached to this video only, so help it you to understand the things again or revise your work again. Thank you class, have a good day.